Good afternoon. A new book, Ezra 1. After the years of exile and suffering, the people of Israel found themselves in the land far from their home. They had been taken captive by Babylon, and their beloved Jerusalem, the city of God, lay in ruins. The temple, once was a center of worship, was destroyed, and all that they had left was the memories of the past that seemed so distant. But in the midst of despair, God's promise was not forgotten. For years the prophets had spoken of a return, a time of God will bring his people back to the land he had promised them. And in the first chapter of Ezra, the promise begins to come to life. The stage is set for something remarkable. God stirred the hearts of the foreign king Cyrus of Persia. Through Cyrus was not a believer in God of Israel, the Lord moved his heart to fulfill his promise. It was through a pagan king that God began to fulfill his covenant with his people. This is where you see the mysterious ways of God work, using anyone, even those who don't know him, to bring about his will. Cyrus had a proclamation throughout the entire kingdom. The Lord, the God of heaven, has given me all of the kingdoms of earth, and he has appointed me to build a temple for him at Jerusalem in Judah. Any of his people among may go up to Jerusalem to Judah to build the temple of the Lord and the God of Israel, and the God of who is in Jerusalem. The people of Israel were in exile for long, heard of king's proclamation, and hope was kindled in their hearts. The door of the homeland was open. It wasn't their own strength or their might, but through sovereignty of their God, of the willingness of a foreign king. In response to this miraculous move of God, many of the Israelites began to prepare their return to their homeland. Those who had remained in the land of exile now packed their things, ready to make the journey back. The temple would be rebuilt, and the people would be restored to the place that they once knew to be the center of God's peace. And it didn't stop there. The people who remained in exile gave freely silver, gold, and valuable gifts to support the rebuilding of the temple. The faith of the Israelites was revived, and they responded with generosity and a sense of purpose. They knew that this wasn't just about bricks and mortar. This was about restoration of their relationship with God. So the story of Ezra 1 reminds us that God is always at work, even when we can't see it. His promises are faithful, and he uses unexpected means like foreign kings to bring about his will. This chapter teaches us no matter how far it may seem of God's promise, he can always stir the hearts of others to accomplish his purpose. I encourage you to reflect on your own ways with God working in your life. Are there places where you felt distant or hopeless? Remember, God is always at work, even at the most unexpected ways. Trust in his promise and be open to the doors that he will open for you. Is there someone in your life who you feel like they're in exile, who feel far from God's promise? Share this message with them, that together, let's trust in God's sovereignty and his ability to restore what has been broken. You have a blessed, wonderful day. One day at a time, we'll get through the entire book of the Bible.